please join me, pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance. Yeah, messed up. Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Loudermilk, Ms. Olson,
Here.
Ms. Swager,
Here.
Mr. Thacker,
Here.
Ms. Thies,
Here.
Mr. Norris, Mr. Thompson.
Okay, the first one is first thing on item 3 is check and see if there's needs any corrections for the journal of the preceding meetings needed on November the 6th. On our page 40 is, if you get a chance to look at that, and I'd entertain, once you looked at it, a motion to approve those minutes or any corrections needed.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Thies to approve minutes as presented. Any questions? No questions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. So now, if you'd look at item B, is November 12th, 2024 meeting on page 44. Same thing, if you could check for any corrections and make a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for November 12th, 2024 meeting.
Motion been made to approve by Councilperson Thies. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilperson Norris. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have communication from elected officials, other officials, agencies of the county. And I believe, Mr. Wright, you wanted to update us on a couple items, or a item.
Yes, thank you, President. So I wanted to provide a brief update on letter that you see on page 5 of your agenda. Recall the reasoning behind that. It- this year was believed by Chief of Court Services Bill Watson that the state had plans to issue this grant in December of 2024 and would only allow potentially as few as maybe 2 weeks to apply for the grant. So he wanted to have everything that might be necessary for that application lined up beforehand. And between last week's meeting and this week, I had gotten a call from Bill, and he's here in the room tonight if anybody needs further clarification. But essentially, he's gotten communication from the state that they are not going to be issuing that grant in December.
And the earliest that that would be happening is mid to late January of 2025. So the urgency behind the letter that was present last week has been alleviated, and there's not the same set of circumstances that there were last week. So you do not need to take action on that. Am I correct there, Bill? Yep. So,
Additional meeting, so if they did need to do it in January, they wouldn't be able to.
I mean, it would be a special call, but,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So, but, yeah, I just did not want to not provide that information to anybody leading into this week's meeting, so that's it.
Yep, just President Thacker, members of the council, congratulations on a successful 2024. Just an update from our perspective, the final equipment that needed to be moved out of the former jail was finished today. So the equipment building is up and running, electricity is there, internet is there, generators installed, everything that's in that building that needs to be utilized for that tower is completely out. So that is all finished. We officially, as of about an hour ago, gave the green light for Renaissance to start mobilizing equipment to come start demolition of the former jail, hopefully in the next 10 days or so. Ricky Hammond has some equipment that he's still going to get out of the jail in the next couple days that we're going to try to save to utilize in other areas of county government buildings. So that project is still going. We were about a month behind because of some of the issues with IPSC and some other agencies that were on the tower finding the time because of the holidays to come here and move their equipment, but that's all finished today. So I also have for Mr. Norris, Ms. Dees, Mr. Thacker, and Mr. Loudermilk, the commissioners got you guys plaques for your service to the county. So we have some more probably to hand out to other office holders or people that's worked here over the next couple weeks, but thank you guys for everything you've done.
Any questions for the commissioners regarding the project? All right, any other officers or county? We also want to, at this time, item B is the Main Street Fiber portion of it. Take a vote on that rather than better than getting a presentation last week, and I think they had any questions. Kind of insightful, the fact that the I'd entertain a motion on the fiber network portion.
So moved.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made, second to move on that. Is there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, then we'll sign that. Karen will have that report signed and we pass that. Okay, other reports from other committees. I don't think there's any committees to report. Excuse me. Resolution ordinance other than appropriation. The first one we have up is, number one is the ordinance adopting County of Vigo, Indiana salary schedule and comprehensive policy expression and contingency building security officers. It's on our page 8. And so this is one that got held over when we did the November meeting, because we had some questions about it. I think those questions were answered and addressed. If they're not, we have the sheriff is here as well. If anybody has any questions on that, if not, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Dees. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. The next one is amending the ordinance adopting County of Vigo salary schedule compensation policy of the health department. This is on page 15, and the reason we had some changes on this one is, and it was holdover from the November meeting, was we also are taking care of the Indiana First, our Health First Indiana, I'm sorry, had some money that helped increase the wages on the health departments for certain individuals that got them to the midpoint. So that's why that one was working out the details on that. So anybody have any questions? So I think between the auditor's office and maybe probably answer that.
Can you check your microphone?
I had it on, I thought. Oh, I'm sorry. And how's that? Is that better?
Couldn't hear on the live.
I was trying to conserve the battery because they didn't change the batteries, and then I forgot to turn it back on, sorry. Okay, so in case anybody didn't hear me out there, is if any questions for the health department ordinance? If not, I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson also. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on. It'll be amending an ordinance adopting for the county for compensation policy for the Parks Department. This also, it was a situation where there was some of that Health First Indiana that helped with compensation for, I believe it was office manager was why we needed to amend this one. And so if you have any questions for it, Adam is here. If you have any questions, if not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Councilperson
I'll second.
Wager, second by Councilperson also. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next one is resolution reallocation existing appropriations 2024-22 Veterans Assistance. And I believe it's on page 21. And this had to do with some equipment that they needed. They were here to talk about it. We asked questions at the Sunshine meeting. Anybody have any questions regarding that? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Thies, second by Councilperson Wager. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next one is resolution reallocation existing appropriation 2024-23 highway. It's on page 22. This had to do with, they moved some money out of the gasoline to cover liability insurance. We have, Larry is here available if you have any questions. If not, you can entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion.
I'll
motion-
second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson also. Okay, moving.
Well, we got to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was really moving on. That's why she said so, to keep me in line. No questions on the motion, we'll have, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Resolution reallocation, existing appropriation 2024-24 is the Adult Protective Services. That's on our page 23. There again, this was to move money off from vehicles to contract services. I believe Mr. Roberts was here. If anybody had any questions for him, if not, I think the auditor could help us with that as well.
He sent me a message and apologized. He's in Indianapolis and couldn't make it back.
Okay.
If you have any questions.
Very good. Not here.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Have a motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson also. Any questions? No questions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Resolution reallocation existing appropriation 2024-27 on our page 24. It's the prosecutors. Same thing, Mr. Roberts is not here, but if you have any, it is for $6, but in order to keep a balance on the records, we have to do this.
Big spender.
Any questions regarding this? Not, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Councilperson Alsep, second by
Wager.
Councilperson Wager. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, the next one we have, let me look at my notes here. I think I have a withdrawal on that.
Next one I have is sheriff.
No, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the prosecution. This one's for animal control.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so this one's a good live one. So resolution allocation existing appropriation 2024-25 is the sheriff, and sheriff is here if you have any questions for him. It's our page 25. This is for animal control because they thought they had training equipment assigned to buy a particular red suit, I believe it was, and it had to instead come out of new equipment. So he's here if you have any additional questions, but I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Councilperson Wager,
Second.
second by Councilperson Alston. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Resolution reallocation existing appropriation 2024-26, Lost Creek Fire Protection District, and it is on our page 26. And this is for a capital outlay of $4,500 and for other services and charges. If anybody has any question on here, I don't believe Lost Creek was here, but
And he was gonna try to come tonight, but the chief also sits on the town board, and they have a meeting at the same time too.
okay.
So I can answer, it's just an out-of-series transfer, like you're doing.
So they were taking it out of capital outlay, but what were they using it for? That says services, other charges?
They had some professional services they needed to pay for,
Okay.
but they were
Professional.
short in that line. They go
Okay.
from their capital outlay.
If no other questions, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Alsep. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so next we'll be going on to ordinances and ordinance related to appropriation under old business. We had additional appropriation for the security equipment, and it was on our page 27, and we were reported that was just a holdover, but it wasn't requested, so that one filed under a withdrawal. Any questions on that? Okay, before we go into new business, I know Councilperson Thies has many hats and has a counseling background, but as she has some students here tonight, would you like to introduce those students? Call them, make them stand up.
No, I told them they could come up and speak if they wanted, but I think
They're all gonna
good.
make a speech, I hear.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
Okay.
no, they're good.
So-
They're hopefully learning a lot. Guys, that was just a lot of moving of money from accounts.
Yeah,
I know
so-
that seems crazy.
Mike,
so.
tell them about the sunshine.
And so at the Sunshine meeting, which was prior to this, we discussed all these things. So even though it seems like we're going at warp speed, we know what we're doing. So I promise. If you have questions, see me in the morning.
Okay, very good. I would have wanted them to have to get up and talk, but she's a little soft on them, but, so, okay.
Oh,
Okay, so under new business, additional appropriation, 2024-81, it was from the coroner for autopsies, it's on our page 28. Donna Wager got up and spoke on this, and she is available, I believe, if we need her to follow up on that. If there's any questions, if not, we'll have a motion.
motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion approved by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Alsop. And any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. The next one is additional appropriation 2024-82 ARPA grant, chances for service for youth. And this was on our page 29. This was one that was talked about quite a bit. Mr. Halleck is here and available to answer any questions if anybody has any. If not, I would entertain a motion. I would say this one is one of those rare occasions that if we don't take action on this tonight, we just give this money back to the state. Because this was what, the number that we had from RJL, that was a revision of a number that we had a month ago. And so this was the last of the money, and if we don't appropriate it, then we won't, it will go unused, unappropriated for the year of 2024.
Mr. President, let me also add that we learned today that Hamilton Center is closing their daycare, and that will cost this community 59 daycare spots. So that's unfortunate news, and Mr. Halleck is working as fast as he can to get the East Side daycare open, and so this is really a critical need. 59 families are going to need placement for those kids. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, and specifically with that, those are ages 0 to 3, which is one of the harder placements. Oftentimes you'll have child care centers that will take them from 3 through kindergarten. But in looking at that, along with the numbers of looking at the needs for our community, I think this is a positive move, and I really applaud. It's not something that Casey had to do and step up and do, but as economic needs continue to grow, we have to meet the needs of future employees in our community. I know several people that go around the state with economic development commissions, and it's brought up at almost every single meeting across the state. So to meet those needs, I think we need to continue to look at opportunities for growth, not just to child care centers, but high quality, because that's what professionals and employees and what our county deserves.
And on that note, one of my grandchildren's 3, and for the last 2 years, they're not having a class after her at the Deming Center, so they're not taking the 0 to 3s either. So, I mean, that's another need for this, because having grandkids there, you get to go and see what they're doing on it, and then when you find out your kid's the last of that class, that they're not having that next year, it's bad for the ones coming after. So, all right, well, if you have any questions, Mr. Halleck is here. If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'd like to make the motion to approve this, and I also want to commend Brendan Halleck. I don't know how you do all the things you do. You're amazing. I think you're dancing as fast as you can. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Councilperson Weger, second by Councilperson Thies. Is there any questions on the motion? No question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Do you guys want a roll call? Okay, I think it passed. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I don't want anybody to feel cheated. So the next one is the additional appropriation 2024-83 Commissioners Group Insurance. It's on our page 30. It is the commissioners were out of town at an important conference, which we normally don't have December meetings, so I mean, it was a scheduling thing. Would you guys like to say anything on that? Give us any kind of, go ahead, why don't you, since you guys weren't able to be here.
No, we relied heavily on Cheryl for this one. Had a lot more claims than anticipated than what we normally do, and obviously we need the funding to pay those.
Okay.
So,
Any questions for the commissioners? Not, I'd entertain a motion. Thank you.
Motion to approve, and I'd like to say, I think it'd be a good idea next year. I mentioned this to Commissioner Clinkenbeard, that it probably would be helpful if we would post the amount of insurance we pay on each employee, to post it on their check stub so they realize what a benefit they're getting. This is really, really
so
expensive
we
insurance.
actually just had that conversation with Sycamore Insurance Monday, an insurance meeting on Monday. They're not fun, but we had one. Yeah, some employees are getting anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 per person. Well, not per person, per year. Yeah.
Yeah.
On top
I
of
mean,
their
it
normal
is
pay, so.
hefty. This
Yeah.
is really costly.
And
When you-
we're paying, what, close to 82 to 85% of the employees'
Yeah, when
total.
you're- when
I'm
you-
sure it's not on their check stub now.
Yeah, when you're paying perf, yeah,
Right.
health benefits and their compensation, it's pretty good.
Well, and what I had suggested before, and I know it's on their stub, I don't think it stands out as much as if there's a possibility to, I know like at my husband's company at the beginning or the end of the year, I can't remember which, they get not only like what their salary is, but what was, put into retirement, what was put into insurance. To see that total compensation, I know just having sat on budget and, we've dealt with salaries a lot up here. It is not something people realize how much, since what was it, 8 years ago? So, I mean, longer than that, since you guys have been making up the insurance, or that we all have. And I think that's really important for them to see, having worked
Yeah,
somewhere else
and
myself.
Cheryl has told us for years that at some point, we can no longer do that.
Yeah.
Um,
We just can't
so
afford it.
there will have to be an increase at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna have to make that. But, yeah, Kara Wright and Jordan Shelton have done a great job since the Baker Tilly study of when they onboard employees, they break that down for employees, including their health benefits, perf, and pay. So
Yeah.
Well,
they're
for the
knowing that now
current,
as they
that
come
would be
aboard.
great too,
Yeah.
so they know.
It is on the 144s that myself and Julian completed for this year. So
Okay.
if she sends those to the departments, it's out there. It's
Okay.
on for every person.
It just, people need to
including
look
their
at it.
Good, good.
Thank you.
It just, there's nothing to pull straight from the system to do it, so, but it's been included now.
Thank you.
Okay, so make sure I didn't lose my spot here, so now, number 4, additional appropriation 2024-84 election board salaries on page 31.
Oh,
We
you
gotta
didn't get a
vote.
second yet, Todd.
Oh, see, that, moving on. Yeah, you
Well,
guys-
he's overwhelmed by the
Yeah,
amount of insurance.
yeah,
He'll be okay.
that's right. Okay, I'm sorry, we'll have a vote. All those in favor on the
Well, we gotta
motion?
have a
I need a
motion.
second.
You said, you made the motion. And
Oh, I did.
read-
Okay, you're
and I
right,
read
you're
that
right.
she
We're all
said it.
overwhelmed.
Who seconded
Marie
it?
Thies. Marie Thies said it.
I'll second it,
We all
Marie
staggered
Thies.
it.
Who's on first? So,
A vote.
any questions on the motion now it's been properly made and seconded? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, it's a team effort.
When I
So-
nod my head,
so-
you hit
okay.
it with a hammer.
It's a team effort. So number 4 would be additional appropriation 2024-84 election board salaries on page 31. I received a phone call from Brad Newman, who is a Vigo County clerk, and they were out of town, he and Leanne both, for a conference. So he asked if it'd be okay if he's not here. He was here for the Sunshine meeting and addressed it, and if anybody has any additional questions, I'll do my best to try to answer it. If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Councilperson Wager,
I'll second.
second by Councilperson Olson. And as you see there on page 31, it is $130,000. That was for overtime and for shortcomings for the year. This is a cleanup. Motion been made and seconded. Is there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. The next one, additional appropriation 2024-85 from the jail on page 32 was withdrawn. That was contractual services. And at the last, at the Sunshine meeting, Officer Derek Fell, Sheriff Derek Fell, asked us to withdraw that. So we did that. No action needed. Next one, additional appropriation 2024-86 of prosecutor salaries on page 33. And this was for, if I remember right, you might help me out on this, Cheryl, you had a person who took group insurance and,
It is that, but you also,
oh, so we did the position. Okay. Just another one of those cleanups that we have to do at the end. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, any other questions on that? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
So, motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Olson. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. The next one is additional appropriation 2024-87, salary and group insurance on page 34.
It goes back to where we had it, the IT person originally in the 24 budget in the IT, and that position got switched to the courts, but we didn't move the appropriations to that location. So you'll actually save that money in the IT budget. It'll stay there and revert back.
Yeah. and
But
then-
we do need to appropriate it into the courts to cover those line items.
Then the new council will get to deal with the mandate when it'll be a mandate too. Okay, any other questions on that one? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Alsop. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Paul Harvey says, page 2. Additional appropriation 2024-88, victim assistance, group insurance. It's on page 35. And it is for a amount of $15,000. Anything you want to explain on that, Cheryl?
No, this is one of the cleanups. The next ones are your insurances where people have gone on and got off and you
So
picked
if
it up
they-
in the middle of the year and,
Okay.
and the line item's short, because when you budget for who's there and for what they have at the time.
Okay. Any questions? Not, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Councilperson Wager,
Second.
second by Councilperson Alsop. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Additional appropriation 2024-89, human resources, group insurance, page 36. Same thing there, change on the, on what the needs were for the insurance?
I believe they hit the 20, over the 26.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right, I did remember hearing that, so if no other questions.
Motion approved.
Motion, thank you. Is there a second? Second by Councilperson Alsop, motion by Councilperson Wager. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, now we go on to, you want to read her name? Okay. The next one is, and just on perfect timing here, entering the building. Additional appropriation 2024-90, juvenile corrections, salaries and group insurance. Mr. Lauermoke's here if anybody has any questions, but it is
No, we don't.
He-
on
he-
page
he won't know. It's
38.
cleaned up.
Motion to approve.
39?
I'll second.
Motion. Motion is by Councilperson Wager, second by Councilperson Alsop. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next one is additional appropriation 2024-91 parks, group insurance. And this one is on page, I think I had it on page 38.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Mr. the Superintendent of Parks here, if anybody have any question, but it is there again, another cleanup issue. Any-
Motion to approve.
Motion approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilperson Wagon, second by Councilperson Alsop. All those in favor, or any questions on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is salary ordinance, is 2024-78, additional deputies, 3, and then on the update on that is initially we had, it said the COPS grant, but I believe the sheriff has sent out to all of us the updated that the grant was not extended at this time, and so any action on this would be without the use of the COPS grant. Mr. Sheriff Pell is at the podium if anybody has any questions.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
I will second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? You want to hear a voice, you want to have a voice vote or a roll call? Okay. It was 4-2. Motion carries. Honorary resolutions, at number 8, none. Resolutions related to fiscal policy of the council, none. Appointments, none. Public comment. Here's opportunity for somebody, if you want to come up, state your name.
All those students who are going to talk.
Okay, here we go. Just give us your name and then you have 3 minutes.
Apiece.
And can you elect one spokesperson, at least one of you?
Oh, they'll get,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
Do you have a volunteer?
Oh.
Voluntold?
She's like, about what?
The process while you're here. Why are you guys here tonight? Extra credit?
No, not extra, they.
Mandatory?
And I just have to clarify, this is not for my class. I don't want people to think that they're here because, no, I'm just helping them.
We are glad you're here.
Okay.
So
If
glad
not, I
you're
just
here.
tried to give you an opportunity on public comment. If anybody else under public comment?
We're glad
Mark, you want-
Jackson's
you have
here
something?
too. Jackson,
It
we're
looks like you
glad
got-
you're here.
Mark Klinkenberg, look like you got something there.
I have nothing except I would reiterate what
Oh.
Ms. West said. Thank you, Todd, thank you, Brady, thank you, Travis, and Karen for your service. We understand it's not as easy as people think, but we appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate you too.
I've
Really.
not-
It's a pleasure
yeah.
to serve with you.
Well,
It
I
really is an honor.
entertain a motion for adjourn. How's that?
I'm not gonna make that motion.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn, is there a second?
I seconded.
Second, motion by Councilperson Thies, second by Councilperson Wager. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're adjourned.
He'll come back. He'll be here all the time. He'll be here for public comment.
Yeah.
You'll be so. I want 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes.
That's funny.